Hello, I'm Ederson Oliveira. I'll be presenting this video for DNNhero.com. In this video, I'll be talking about how you can make a user subscribe to a newsletter at the same time that they register to your .NETNuke website. So we're gonna accomplish this by using a combination of two modules from Springs. And one of those modules is the dynamic registration. The other one is the opt-in email newsletter module. And I have both of them already installed in this website, in this test website. So I'm not going to go through the installation of those modules. I will be posting in this video post the links that I explain how you can install, how you can set up newsletter, opt-in email, and dynamic registration. Today, I'm going to focus on how you can, while the user registers to the website, that their information will also be automatically placed on the opt-in module, so you can send newsletter to those newly registered users. Okay, so we're going to be using a feature of dynamic registration called silent post. A silent post is a way that you can send information that is being entered in the form, in the registration form, to another page or even to another website via a form post, via silent form post. So that's what we're going to be exploring in this video. Now, I do have already two pages created, one for the newsletter module, another one for the dynamic registration module. They are not set up yet, so we're going to quickly set them up. I'm going to log into the backend as host super user level. In the newsletter side, I'm gonna add the opt-in email module. I'm gonna do the list. I'm gonna create just one list. I'm gonna call it subscribers, and I'm gonna save that. So this is my only list of users in this module, of subscribers in the module that I'm calling subscribers. Now, I will also be displaying some additional fields here. I'm going to display first name and last name as well. So I'm going to the module configuration, general settings, and again, this is the opt-in module from Springs. Request first name and last name. I'm going to check this as well. And I'm going to update configuration, exit control panel. So we do have our newsletter registration form. This is it. This is the only thing that I'm going to do right now. This is set up. Now I'm going to do the registration setup as well. I'm going to go to the registration page and I'm going to add the dynamic registration module. So I'm going to go to the drop down of the modules, dynamic registration, and then add module to the page. I'm going to use the wizard because, again, I'm not going to dive deeply into the dynamic registration. There are other videos that I have done that in the past. So I'm going to click Setup Wizard, and I'm going to keep first name, last name, username, password, the default fields selected, and I'm just going to click Run Wizard. So from here, at this point, we have the newsletter, the registration ready as well. The only missing aspect of the registration is that we have to go to admin, site settings, and we have to say that our new registration page is this new page that we have set up right now. So I'm just going to expand advanced settings. Under registration page, I'm going to select my new registration page, which has dynamic registration module on it. I'm going to click update. So if I refresh the site here, and I'm just gonna open Internet Explorer so we can have a look at it without being logged in. Here's my newsletter module. Here's my registration module. The goal is when a user registers to the website via the registration form, their information, first name, last name, and email address will be placed automatically in the newsletter module, in the opt-in module, so we can send newsletter to them as well. So normally this is not done automatically, but with the silent post that we're going to be using now, we're going to be doing that automatically. So Next step is we have to go back to our administration view of registration, and we have to create one event to the dynamic registration form, and that event will be the HTTP post that you're going to be doing to the newsletter module. So here's how we can go about doing that. Let's go and set up an event. We're going to go under completion events. We're going to select a new event, and I'm going to call this newsletter. Now, under event type, you're going to select HTTP post for HTTP form post, okay? And fire on, I'm just going to fire it on only initial registration. I'm not going to fire it under registration updates. I'm just going to do it initial registration. Now, dynamic field response, any response. So I don't care about filtering for responses. At this point, I, again, just want to demonstrate how we can go from one to the other one, from dynamic registration to the opt-in module. Now, what is the HTTP post URL? Very simple. The HTTP post URL is the URL of the newsletter module, of the opt-in module. Here is the URL. I just copy this URL. I'm running under my local host, going back to the admin. So post URL is the page, the URL to the page that has the opt-in module added to it. This is the end of part 1 of the video on how to integrate DotNetNuke registration with an email newsletter subscription module.